Testing, 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 testing the microphone. Hello guys, welcome back again to another video on my channel. My name is Greta Hansi. I am in Nigeria and currently living in Edmonton, Alberta as a permanent resident. Today, as the title already suggests, we shall be talking about ego, kudi, argent, money. The cost of relocating to Canada. Who starts a journey? Who starts a building without first planning and thinking about the foundation stage up until the last stage, right? Like it said in the Bible. So whether relocating to Canada or going to study in the UK or the US or any other country, who starts a project without planning, right? Although my cousin, there was something she told me when I wanted to start my journey years ago in 2018, because I didn't have the finance, like I had said. If you've been following my videos, she told me that person know they get money complete before you start something. You understand? Like, I was like, where will I get the money? Maybe I should just plan to get the money for this, that, and also the proof of fund before I start. She told me, person know they get money complete before you start any project. You just have to sit down, plan, strategize, put plans into action, and try to see, okay, along the way, what can I do? What can I get into to be able to get money? Of course, planning is very important. You can't just, okay, I want to do this thing, you start. You break down and go, like, lose your mind somewhere along the line. But you also have to plan and say, okay, I have planned, but let me go into it like this. Now, we also have to take into consideration the current exchange rate in the country, in our great country, Nigeria. The exchange rate, it's heart breaking. Like, it makes someone's chest beat. When I started this journey up until early this year, I needed just about 4 million, 4.5 million as my proof of fund. But by the time I got invitation to apply, guys, do you know it had doubled the exchange rate? I started monitoring exchange rate every day, something I'd never done in my life. I started monitoring exchange rate every day. I would go to the link to see the current exchange rate shared by the Canadian government. I now needed about 8.5 million naira. Yeah, that's the gospel truth, because of the exchange rate. And I wonder, for people who are relocating with their families, the family of 5, family of 4, how do they do it? Sincerely, it's mind-blowing. Now, let's get right into the video to start with the initial things one needs to do. The first thing, like I said in my previous video where I shared what the step-by-step process of this journey, you need your WES evaluation. You need to evaluate your WES. When I did mine, the cost of evaluating my certificate was about 85,000 naira, because Canadian dollars was about 285 then. That was in 2018. But this year, the cost, it has been increased. So now the evaluation for the purpose of immigration is 240 Canadian dollars. Then standard delivery fee is $11. So together that's 255 Canadian dollars. Just, the current exchange rate, I think it's about 850 or so now. Just multiply that and see how much that would give you. So we have WES there. I'll be writing the figures here. You have WES here, 255 Canadian dollars. Now the next thing will be IELTS. I don't want to keep saying those days when I did mine. Currently, the cost of IELTS General. Remember, for this journey, you're not doing IELTS Academic, it's IELTS General. The cost of IELTS General now in Nigeria is 107,500 naira. So that settles it. Now, for those of you that want to do French, when I started out, for each session, because I said we had A1.1, A1.2, B1.1, B1.2 for each of and each session was for 3 months. Like A1.1 was for 3 months. The cost, I started off paying 60 something with registration, 60 something thousand naira. then as at 2020. Then the next session, A 1.2, I paid 56,000 naira. Then the B 1.2, I would have paid that same amount. B 1.1 rather, B 1.2 the same 56, B2 and something like that until maybe I decide to stop at B2. So it will do you a whole good to find out how much it costs to study French. Now remember, you're not just studying it for just 3 months. There are different sessions and you have to pay for each session. You go from one level to the other. There are different levels rather, so you go from one level to the other and you have to pay for each level. So I am unable to find that amount, but I am sure to do that and I'll put it in this video. Now you've learned your French. Remember, it's not just about learning French. You would have to write the test. During my time, the tests, the very first test I wrote was 185,000 naira. I think that was what I paid for my 3 tests. So for each test that I took the test, the French test, 3 times. I paid 185,000 naira for each time I took that test. Now, this does not even, I've not even added the private lesson fee I paid to my private tutor. For every month I had that private tutor, I paid 40,000 naira. So I had her from June, July, August, September, October, she had to give me a discount. Yeah, I paid 30,000. So for 5 months later, I was paying 40,000 naira. That's how much? 200,000 naira, right? That's 200,000 for my private tutor. Not talking about the initial one I had paid to Alliance Française and the 80,000 naira I paid to the very French tutor that I said didn't do anything. So you just have to sit down and put all of these things together. Some people start their journey with Alliance Française and end with Alliance Française. So if you want to do that, you will also have to call them up to know how much is their current charge and how long it's going to take you, and for each level how much you'll be required to pay. Then also you have to put the exam into consideration. Pray that you take that exam just once. Some people for the IELTS, they write IELTS. I've heard of someone writing the IELTS 6 times, 7 times. So imagine paying 107,500 naira each time you have to write that test, and the emotional toll it will take on you. So for the French, just call them up to ask them how much it's going to cost you. Now, after you've done this and you've been successful, you've gotten invitation to apply. Now you go to the next level of spending money. You have your medicals. I don't know if it's been increased, but as of July when I paid for my medicals, I did my medicals with IOM. At Ikeja, I paid 47,500. I hope I'm correct. And after medicals, you have your police report. Police report is now done online. You pay 30,000 naira. Although by the time you go for biometrics, they might ask you to pay another money, which you're not supposed to. That gives us how much now? Now your proof of fund, which is the almighty thing you need, because you must be able to prove to them that you have money to take care of yourself. Guys, money is needed for this Canadian immigration, and it's not just about saying that, oh, I'll borrow the money and before I travel I'll return it. Sincerely, now that I'm here, I know the importance of having money. You need that money when you get here. Take it from someone that just came in. That you need that money. That's why I said please plan first. Make sure that you have concrete plans and you have money. You're bringing the money here with you because you will spend money here. Trust me. Now, proof of fund. You would get your proof of fund for each person. It starts from one family member up until you start getting an additional amount for each family member. So for myself, I needed 13,750 Canadian dollars. That was what I needed. So I approximated my own to 14,000 Canadian dollars. Use your current exchange rate and see how much that would give you. Now for each additional family member, you would now add 3,000, I think 3,750 or 3,800. Let's leave it at 3,800, just estimated 3,800 Canadian dollars. So for the first family member, you have 13,750 Canadian dollars. Then you add 3,700 or 3,800 for the second family member. You add another 3,800 for the third family member. You just keep adding like that. So just go online. Once you add, that's why I always say research is the key thing. Just say Canadian proof of fund for Canadian immigration. You would see how much is needed for each for the number of people you have in your household. Now, this money increases every year. They increase this money every year.
Guys, for the proof of fund, one is expected to have the required amount for the number of members in a household for about 6 months prior to the day of submission. Now, aside the 6 month statement, one can also use something they call gift deed, where a close family member, a sibling or parent, gifts you the money. So it's called gift deed. Usually, I would prefer that it's from a parent, because it can be more explained and it's more legit. You can easily defend it to the visa officer. So yeah, a parent can gift you the money. I don't know if it's all of, but if you need more information, basically, if you need more information about the gift deed, just send me a message and I would give you as much information as possible. Yeah, bye.
Now, after proof of fund, you put your and you have proof of fund. Now, when you are submitting, you need to pay application fee, which covers the biometric fee and the right of permanent residence. So, I think for mine, the application fee, the right of permanent residence fee, and the biometric cost about 1,350 thereabouts, 1,350 Canadian dollars. Any money I'm calling is in Canadian dollars, so just multiply that one and see how much that would give you. That's about 800 and something thousand naira, or close to a million naira. That's what you will pay by the time you are submitting your application. Now your application has been submitted, you're waiting to hear back from them. You're going through the emotional turmoil of having to check your email every day to see if they've sent you any email, to see if there's any update on your application. You're checking your profile, but you also have things you need to consider. Your flight fee. Imagine if you are a family of two, a family of three, a family of four. You need to consider flight fee for each member of your family. Let's continue, guys. Then you also think about accommodation. You will not come here and sleep under the bridge. And especially if you're coming in the winter like I did, guys, you will need to think about accommodation. You see, for someone like me, I got a shared apartment. For a family of two or three, some people are lucky to get someone that would house them for a while, but who can house you here more than a month or even more than 2 weeks? So you need to think about getting accommodation for yourself. That's why I said that your proof of fund is very important. You need to plan. You need to plan for at least 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. We have to be realistic at some point. Even though we'd pray for God's favor and God's blessings, we have to be realistic at some point. So you think about accommodation depending on the depending on your family size. That's very important. For the people that have done this, that have gone through this process, if I've missed anything, please say it in the comment section so that other people will get to learn. You also need to think about miscellaneous. I was talking to someone the other day, or I was chatting with someone. When I told her about West, she went to start the application. By the time she saw the fee, she came back to say, Greta, this thing is expensive. And I had to say, yes, it's expensive. Relocation is expensive. This is for permanent residents. The money belongs to you, right? The proof of fund. If you're lucky, you get a job few weeks after landing. You are lucky to start earning money, so you don't have to spend your proof of fund, right? Of course, some might be going up, but you don't have to focus or dwell on spending your proof of fund. But what if you do not have a job? What if you come in as a student? Coming to study now is no, it's not a walk in the park. It's expensive, guys. I tried it. I ran. So you have to plan, you have to think. I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any more question, please let me know. Please take notes. This video is not to scare you. It's just for you to have an idea of how much, because people come to my DM, people that have my WhatsApp number say, Greta, how much is it going to cost? And I can't be breaking down the cost for everyone one after the other. So just watch this video. It's not to scare you. Yeah, it might just give you some palpitation, but it's just for you to go sit down and say and think, plan, consider your circumstance, your current financial strength, and know which way to go or how to start it, how to go about it. If it's something you want to do, where there is a will, there is a way, but you have to plan. You have to think about where you're coming to. Canada is not a bed of roses. Canada is not heaven. People have their issues here, but with God by our side, we'll be able to live through it and thrive in this place that we have found ourselves. We will sow and reap 100-fold. That is my prayer for myself, and that's my prayer for everybody. Thank you so much, guys, for staying with me once again. I truly appreciate you. Please do not forget to subscribe. Just do it now, please. Like, share, comment. If you have any subject you want me to do a video on, please leave it in the comment section and I will try my very possible best to do it. Thank you. I remain your loyal girl, Greater. Bye bye.
That you are